double sabers, Chen style Tai Chi double sabers. Interlace your fingers. We're going to warm up first, and then of course we're going to run through our Chen double saber set. And by special request, I've been asked to go on and show the next few movements. So we have that to look forward to as well. Alright, so we'll roll the wrists and tap the foot like this on the floor, but then roll it. So we're warming up the ankles and the wrists at the same time. Alright, keep rolling the wrists and switch to the other ankle. Alright, we're going to put our feet about shoulder width apart, swing our arms up until they're flat, like they're pushing on the ceiling, but make it one continuous motion where we lift up on our heels as our hands come up, we rock back on our heels as our hands come down. And it happens a little bit like a whipping action, but only because you're trying to be relaxed. So the momentum of the arm swinging up lifts you up off your heels, and the weight of your arms dropping rocks you back. Back when I was a blue sash, I think that was in 1987 or something, sometimes the teacher, my teacher, would bow in the class and then, bow to me and ask me to lead the warm-up. And then our classes were 2 hours long, so the warm-up was a half hour. It was really whatever we wanted to do based on what we learned before. So in that spirit, bend the knees a little bit, lift the arms up to shoulder height. Watch carefully. The arms drop as you turn, and they raise the center as your center. Check it every time you come to the center, that your arms are with me, that you're not just swinging the arms back and forth. That is another one, but not the one we're doing. We started at our ankles and our wrists, moved up to our shoulders and our legs in general, with this one. And now we're turning in our center, loosening up, warming up our core. Make sure your knees are bent, but don't let your knees turn in so much. But they do turn a little bit, but they don't just collapse in. They're just structurally sound, but with a little motion. A couple more. Alright, another different one today. Just touch your shoulders with your fingertips the best that you can, and then just roll in the shoulders by themselves. Let the legs straighten out. Switch directions. For some reason you're watching this video and this is the first of any of these videos you decided to follow along with, you need to know that we picked up in the middle of the year with the live streams, because you know why. And most of the movements we're doing were learned live, in person, in class. Okay, open the hands out to the sides and just like a tiger claw, tighten your wrists, tighten your forearm and your upper arm and shoulder, and let go, tighten and let go. I'm just saying, once we start doing some of the moves, you might go, oops, where's the first of these videos? There isn't one. This is like the fourth or fifth in the live streaming series. But that's the fourth or fifth of like 30 classes. or okay, maybe 20 classes. We started this unit in December, and it's April 2020. All right, and let's do a little more for the legs. Let's just do a bow stance, but not a bow stance like we're training Kung Fu, just a bow stance to stretch the leg. What I want you to do is take the hip and turn it over towards me so that your heel comes up, and just press the heel into the floor a little bit just to feel it warm up, not warm up, but stretch the calf a little bit. Okay, and then the other side. Lunge into the other leg, doesn't matter which one you started with. Turn the hip over to release that heel, and you just press the heel down a little bit. Okay, we'll know the other one. Let's put the hands on the hips and just roll them. Yes, we're going to do our crane leg swings. Don't skip this part. Do it with me. It's a nice, good warm-up. Remember, or if this is your first video, I'll remind you anyways, when we do our leg swings, switch directions. When we do our crane leg swings, the leg stays straight and the foot is flexed on most of the moves. On all of them, yeah. All right, so follow with me. We're going to do 21 crane leg swings on each leg. The first one is the leg being straight like that in front of us. The second one will be to the side, like a side kick, but without the kick part of it. The third one is going to be straight back. Doesn't have to be really high. The fourth one is going to be something called an outside crescent with the leg straight. And then the other one's going to be an inside crescent with the leg straight. We'll do 21 of each. Ready? Right leg is first. Oh, you don't have to hit your foot. I like to. If you don't, you can keep your hands by your side. Or as my teacher would say, you like pretend that you're holding yourself here, or that a giant hook has come from the sky and is holding your head up. Ready? Go. Keep it straight. I'll angle a little bit so you can see that. Stay away from your screen. Make sure you scoot back. If you haven't put your pets away, usually it's a good idea to do that before we start. Switch sides. Keep the legs straight. All right, side swing. Ready? Go. Other side. Ready? Go. face the same direction, but just, it goes like that. It doesn't have to go very high. Keep your head up. Watch your area around you. And ready? Right side, go. Other side. All right, outside crescent. You still with me? Don't just watch me do this. Do this with me. I would say, I'm not doing this for my health, but hey, it doesn't hurt. Ready? Right leg is going to circle as far as you can to your left. Make an arc and land on the right. It's called a crescent moon kick, but most people just say crescent kick. And it's called outside because when we do it, it goes to the outside and away from us. So it starts on the inside and goes outside, and then the other one will start on the outside and come inside, and we'll call it an inside crescent. All right, outside crescent, right leg. You don't have to hit your hand, but you can. Begin. Y otro lado, other side. Remember, outside will go that way, then that way. All right, last two sets. Inside crescent. Right goes that way and then over. You don't have to hit your foot, but you can if you want. Other side. Let's do a little more stretching. I want you to separate the feet double shoulder width apart. Reach up, interlace the fingers. And it doesn't matter which way you go first. You can mirror me or go the same direction. But twist one way as best you can. Try to look behind you. Hold it. Breathe. Okay. Center, other side. Keep your feet fixed on the floor. Don't move them. Okay, one more time. The other direction. And the other direction one more time. Okay, turn the other direction again, but this time don't try to turn and look behind yourself. Just turn and bend over the leg. Use the hands to walk down. Keep the head up on this one. Okay, come back up, reach up, turn the other direction, but not so much you're trying to look behind yourself, but instead just bend out over that leg, walk the hands down. Okay, back up to center. Bend both knees like you're doing a horse stance, but don't do a horse stance. Bend forward. Place the hands on the floor the best that you can, and then straighten the legs as far as you can. See if you can put the hands flat, or if you can't even touch the floor, just the fingertips. And then look closely at my feet. Yep. You might have to squat and look up for that, but just turn the toes out and the heels behind. Toes out, heels behind. Now, if you're on a surface that makes you slip, you got to be careful and don't just get out of control and slip. But you can take advantage of a slippery floor, as I am, and let the feet go really far apart. If you feel like you're about to hurt yourself, don't go any further. And then once you're at your max, let's do some of the push-ups. The snake push-ups, where you bend the elbows. Bring the face close to the floor. Try to bring the hips close to the floor. And then bring it back. Pick up the toes. Do it again. Keep doing it. One more time. And then this time, walk back. Don't flop. Don't flop. Oh, okay. We have to work on that. In the future, if you have a couch cushion, one of those really firm ones, and you put it under your hips, it'll help lift your hips up and roll your hips forward so that your stomach leads. You want to create a pot belly, whether you have one or not, so that you create a natural curve in your lower back, like you see those kids do, where they lay forward and they put their stomach in their chest and they touch their toes. Well, not all of us can do that, but we want to work in that direction, which means roll the hips forward. You see what I'm doing by pushing? If it feels pretty impossible for you, it might just mean you need to get something under your tush. Yeah, I did say that. All right, reach up. Reach to one side. Y el otro lado también. Reach to the other side. Okay. Reach to both sides. Let's do it like little dragons. Say the sashes. White sash, gold sash, orange sash, green sash, blue sash, purple sash, red sash, brown black sash, black sash. Don't release it yet. I know you want to. Instead, and it doesn't matter which way you go right now, I'm putting both my hands to my left side, and I'm going to lift up and turn my hips to my left, and have my legs as straight as possible. Not as flexible as I once was, but you try to straighten the front leg and the back leg, and breathe. Feel the stretch. Okay, y el otro lado, you keep it up. We're trying to keep some tension in this stretch. Put one hand on one side of your leg, one hand on the other. Straighten both legs the best that you can. Breathe. you're going to be at the double sabers soon. Back to center. All right, and let's reverse it out. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And bend forward, touch your toes, feet mostly together, a little bit apart. Bend the knees, give your back some support, and push yourself up. Oh, that was a lot of bending forward. So reach up and bend backwards slightly. Use your hands there if you need to. Open the chest. Bend forward. If we bend forward, it's good to bend back. All right, let's get your double sabers. Now, if you're practicing in a small space, you'll either have to go really, really low in your stances or find an alternative. Do you remember what the alternative was that I suggested in the last couple videos? Yeah, that's right. Butter knives. So if it's okay with, if you're a child, if it's okay with your parents, obviously, if you're a grown-up, do what you want. Don't get sharp ones. Inevitably, you'll cut yourself. Don't do it. But just, 2 butter knives will at least give you the sense of which way you're cutting. And these routines, when they were created to simultaneously be other types of weapons. So a double saber set is also a double stick set, which is also a double knife set. But think of the length of, like, knives you would cut, like a chef's knife. Things that sharp would be like that long. This form would still work for that. Or the butterfly knives we use in Kung Fu, which with the handle are 1.5 feet or so. All right, did you get your double sabers? Okay, well, let me get mine, and let me check the recording and make sure it's still going, and it is. So, you know what I think we'll do, which seems to be working? We have been reviewing the new movements first, and then running the form. Because unlike the real class, when you're here in person, not that this isn't real, but you can't pause me in real life, right? You can ask me to show you again, and I can say yes or no. What we find out is, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. Okay, all I was going to have you do anyways was just, let's do the newest moves first, and then we'll go from the top. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. Because in the class, of course, I would watch you do it, and then have corrections and stuff. You can send me a recording, and I can do corrections, and you can do it anonymously, and I can go over stuff next class if you have specific parts you want to cover, or if you just simply record yourself and send it to me. Okay, we're going to do the new stuff first, so let's do the newest of the new. So, let's see if I can get to that without too much repeating. Yeah, so we're going to go from here, and I know that doesn't mean much, because this could be pretty much anywhere in the form. But you'll see where it is in a second. They'll be the last moves we covered. So from here, the left leg is forward, the right hand is up, the saber's back here by your armpit, your left hand is by your right armpit, and you're cutting, circling, circling, cutting, cutting, right foot, left foot behind, squat down. Adjust, jump, left foot comes up, right foot follows it, here. Over the right shoulder, step forward, tuck it under, turn, reset here. Last class we did one more movement. It's a repeat, but it's confusing because it goes a different direction. Now we're going to come around again, pivot the left foot out, cut the left arm around, and then right, left, sink down, adjust, left, right. Okay? Those were the new movements we did last class. Well, the last 2 classes. Let's do it 2 more times together. Let's make sure we're doing it right. And then, might even show you the new move now. Well, we'll decide in a minute. So, we're over here with the left foot forward cat stance, and we step left, right goes around the head, left goes around the head where the right starts to tuck under, left cuts down, and oh yes, it sure does seem like you'll cut yourself, so it's very close. The right seems to be coming up under your armpit. There doesn't seem to be room, but because you turn, that creates the room. That's a jump. I'm moving at a walk-through pace so you can see what's going on. Oh, here we are again. Right cuts, goes around the head. Left cuts, and you pivot the left foot, goes around the head. The right starting to tuck in. The left pulls down. Oh, you can now see it from that angle. I'm going to cut myself. Don't cut yourself. If I turn the shoulder and continue the cut of the left, as I turn to the left, I make space for that right. And then this left goes one more time and joins in. Then, right, left grip. Oh, I'm so tempted to go on. Okay, well, let's do it one more time and then I will go on. Okay, no, just one more time. We're loaded up here on the left side. Left foot forward cat stance. Right goes around, left goes around. As the left comes down, the right's going out, and the left joins it again. Then you adjust, left, right. Over the right shoulder, stepping with the right, turning to the right. Step through with the left foot and the left saber. Turn, pivot. Step back with the right. Left foot forward, cat stance again. Then we repeat the move we just did, sort of. And we turn, turn, around the head as this is tucking, and then left, right, and then jump. All right? Let's go from the top. And the reason I decided to do that instead of doing the next movement is I think if I started doing the next movement, you would have paused and rewound that 100 times before you ran through the form again. So run through the form again with me once at least, maybe twice, then we'll learn the new movements. All right? This will be a walk-through pace because I know that some of you are joining this who are my advanced black sashes and you've been wanting to learn this form so you're capable of picking it up after a few videos. That's cool. Those who are color sashes, I know we needed a lot of step-by-step for quite a while, but I can tell you're getting it. You ready? Okay. From the top. As a reminder, when you are first holding the sabers, look closely. This could be a mirror image. I can't grab them like I'm supposed to. Oh, and I never shared this with you, but you want to have like these knuckles here be in line with the blade. And for the most part, you want to keep. You don't want to let the angle be like that. If someone grabbed the end of this and started pulling out one way or the other, it's really easy to disarm. So I'm trying to keep those knuckles in line with my wrist and not let it be cocked to this way or cocked this way. All right? This will create a certain rigidity in your form if you focus on it a lot, and that's okay for a while. We do get to point in Chen style and flex this way, but we don't twist so much here unless we're just, I was going to say it a different way, unless we're just messing around. This isn't real. This is just like messing around, spinning it from the wrist. It easily be disarmed. All right, there's your pro tip. Let's start from the top. Ready? You got the space. Make sure you have more space that way than you do the other way. So scoot over to your right if there's some room. Begin. Again, walk through pace. Nothing too fancy. monkey hop. And right foot forward, cat stance. Right foot forward. Walk through pace. Over the shoulder. Monkey hop section. Remember, strike your pose. Strike your pose. One step, continual flow, left foot forward, cat stance. Step one foot forward, step the left foot forward, turn, pull both sabers as you step with the right, and double. Step through, turn around, left foot forward, cat stance. Monkey hop to a pose. Make sure you trace your back. One step, reset, left foot forward, cat stance. Reset, step forward, pick up the right foot, X, stomp with the right foot, step with the left foot, scissor down. Right, left, turn around, left foot forward, cat stance. Here we are coming up on the newer stuff. Switch as you step with the right foot. Now circle with the left. Pick up the left knee. Circle with the right and step. Step through. Tuck the right under the left shoulder. Cut. Step back with the right. Left foot forward, cat stance. Yeah, this is the spot we reviewed earlier. From here, cut around. Remember, take the left one over, bring the right one under, then right and left. Turn, left, right. Over the shoulder. You still with me? Right foot. Okay, step through. Turn. Continue to step backwards with the right foot. Guess what? Here we are. Left foot forward, cat stance again. Step. Toe in, pivot, heel out. The right hand goes behind the head and saber. The left goes behind the head and saber. The right one's starting to tuck. The left one cuts. And the right one goes. Jump. Okay. More or that again? More? Really? All right, more. It's going to be the same move again, but not. So here we are. We just landed. You're going to pick up the right and step with the right, step in with the left toe, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, turn the right foot up, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Here comes the left one under the armpit, the right one's cutting, and left, right, cut, adjust, right, left. Now that wasn't at full speed and everything. If it was, it's just a blur of like confusion. So yeah, we did a 360. We skipped repeating the same side a third time and instead repeated the same move on the other side. Okay, again. Okay, well let's pick it up from right here. So we did the left, right. That was the second time we did it. The first time we faced that way. The second time we're facing this way. And we're kind of separating these apart to come forward. Did you see that? They're moving away from each other, but it's not a big deal. Don't make a big deal about that. It's just a transition. But sometimes when I make it bigger or longer or slower, students will emphasize that. I'm emphasizing it because it's overlooked. So you've landed. You're trying to put this one under your armpit here. Well, this one has to get out of the way, and we're going to keep a flow, so this one has to whip away, but it's just for a second. Yeah. And then we're turning around, pivoting both feet, so that by the time we get here, we can pivot around enough Yep. I'll wait there for a second for you. It's going to be left. Oh, don't cut your bicep off. It's going to go and just barely miss. And then it comes over. We're almost done. And it is true the hardest moves are coming next. But this little section I found to be most challenging for most of my students since we first started teaching this form like 10 or 15 years ago. Again? Okay, again. Did you pause me? Okay, don't pause me. Okay, play. Ready? We were landed here. So we're just doing the one new movement again. We landed here. So we're here. Here. Oh, keep turning. Until you speed this up, you won't be able to turn around enough to get this comfortably. So you're here. And that looked like a lot of extra stuff. It wasn't. So what I mean by that is, of course, if I move quickly, I can spin further around. And then I'll be in an easier position to do the jump to kneeling and then to do the right-left land on the other side. All right? So, yeah, let me just show you what I mean. So, I've landed here for the first one, and then if I go fast, then I'm there, right? I got to turn because I get to use the momentum of the cuts to get me around. If I don't use the momentum of the cuts, then, and I only step and I don't pivot because I don't have momentum, I don't quite make it far enough. Unless I was going to go at you, okay? Is that making sense? Well, play around with it a little bit. Once you understand it, it'll make sense. Yeah, right, of course it'll make sense once you understand it. Well, once you've done it a couple times, remember our saying here, 100 times to learn it, 1,000 times to look like a black sash, 10,000 times to master it. All right. Let's do it one more time, and then we can just try running it. Oh, we'll go back and run the section a little bit more. Here, we're here, go back. If you take this first cut and spin more, then you'll be around more easily. That's just for you, Mr. Payne. Osro. All right. Okay. Let me back up and do that whole section with the jumps and kneelings in it. I find that that's a section that's hard to remember which way you're going. And I'll be honest with you, my most recent demo I did, I got disoriented on this section here and blew the whole demo on a stage in front of an audience. But it is what it is. Ready? So let's go from this move here. You'll know what I mean in a second. So just watch this one. It's okay. There's this switching. Then there's a circle around the head, jumping, waiting on one leg, cutting. Stepping forward through it, turning around so that the left foot forward cat stance is happening. And then, this is the first one. Turn, pivot, cut, jump, left, right, over the shoulder, left foot forward cat stance again, but instead of going that way, we're going to go that way. So we're turning. That was a repeated move in a different direction. Now the hard one. We're opening up a little bit, but don't make a big deal of it. Spin around enough that you can pivot out here. Left, right. I'm talking about the feet left, right. And then right, left. Okay. We're about to head into some kicking and some bog wall walking. It's going to be fun. So, reset. Move some furniture if you need to. Let's go from the top all the way through. One more time at least, but maybe twice before we close out. Remember, I'm not doing a solid full hour because y'all need to pause and practice anyways. So I'm omitting all your practice time of practicing on your own. When you're watching this in the future, a year from now, 10 years from now, yeah, pause and try the move I just taught a few times, and then press play again. If you're watching on YouTube live streaming right now, you can actually do that now. You can pause the live stream, practice it for a little bit, and then play, and you see me reviewing it and reviewing it and reviewing it. Another pro tip. All right, from the top, yeah, let's just do it. We'll see how we feel. If we do a really good one, we'll make it our last. If I mess it up, yeah, we'll do another one after that. Okay, ready? Slightly faster pace, but I'm not trying to rush through it, or I'm not trying to lose you on it, all right? So, if you get ahead of me, you're at home. It's okay. And you hit it. I'm going to call that a mess up. Let me see if I can get it from right there. What's our new section? Ah, here it is. There we go. One switch around the head. As promised, I told you we'd do it one more time if I messed it up. Let's go from the top. Come on, do it with me. Do it with me. It's good. Last time through. Ready? Begin. Much more. Okay, not much more. Okay, we're good. Well, let's bow out before you go. Got something to practice. Keep sending me those questions. That'll be as far as we go until I hear from you about you're ready to go to the next part. At the very least, whether you're watching this today, next week, or it's been a year or more, send me one thing you learned, like one real thing you learned from today's lesson. All right?